Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Paul Skenes and why he needs to stay a Pirate. Lay off national media. We're going to talk about Rafael Flores making his debut. We'll also touch a little bit on the new rules about the draft and high school kids and college kids in the recovery period. So stay tuned. We'll be talking to you soon. What's up, guys? Welcome back to North Shore 9, NS9 Live. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me to my left, we got Ty Ty. To my right, we got Jim. What's up, fellas?
What's going on? New intro. Little shaky there, DiNardo.
We'll perfect it.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I know, but also, like you said, Jim to your or me to your left, I'm looking at myself and on the right, and I got really confused there for a second.
That's true.
If you mirror it, theoretically you're on.
No, you were right. Theoretically, we were all right there.
Yeah.
Or were we left?
Fair.
People are asking.
People are.
What's going on, everybody? I feel like I haven't been on with you all in a while. I've been doing a lot of traveling.
Not a feeling you haven't been on for a month.
I'm excited to finally do an NS9 Live. I'm excited to hang out with my boys tonight.
Are you?
What else am I going to be doing?
No, Jim. Missed you, buddy. I was getting a little bit tired of talking to DiNardo every Thursday.
I mean, honestly,
Just
Tyler, we're
kidding,
talking
DiNardo.
like every single night.
Yeah, you're
Because
right.
we were the only friends we had at that point in time.
Yeah, I don't have many of those.
I mean, I get it from having to be on with DiNardo every Monday. It's a grind. It's a grind.
I get it. But
No, you know what? I enjoy talking to all of you.
we are back. There's 9 games left of the season.
Oh, thank God.
The Dolphins are playing the Bills tonight. I'm sure many people are watching that terrible game.
That explains why you wanted to do it last night.
Me,
Yeah. No, you're a big Dolphins guy.
huge. That's why the green background. Clearly.
Exactly.
There you go.
I love lovable losers, except all the losers I love aren't even lovable.
Yeah.
Maybe Pitt a little bit.
But also, some of the losers you love don't exist anymore. Seattle.
Whoa. What?
Well, I meant
the
Sonics.
Sonics.
Yeah, that went morbid.
Yeah,
but
he's talking
I
about
meant
the Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah, I meant the Sonics, not. Yeah.
Good call. Yep. Seattle Sonics aren't even a team. Yet.
Do we want to get into this?
Again.
I feel like we're going off the rails.
Yeah, we are. Well, it's because we don't have much to talk about because the Pirates are not a talkable team. Unless you want to talk about
what are you talking
getting rid of
about?
players.
What are
Hey,
you talking about?
I want that player. Put him on my team. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that shortly. I think first off, what we should talk about is there was a surprising move that was made this week. I think none of us was really predicting this would happen this year, but Rafael Flores got his call up. He made his debut. That was the big part, the main piece of the David Bednar trade. He just entered AAA with the Yankees, and he comes on over, and he was playing pretty well, actually, for the Indians with us. And again, I don't think any of us assumed he'd be called up this year, and here we go.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, he was Rule 5 eligible this offseason, so you needed to add him to the 40-man anyways. So we've seen them kind of do this with a couple guys over the last few years where, hey, you know what? You might as well just go ahead and add him now. It's not like there's guys keeping him off this roster, right? It's not like there are people where you're sad you're going to lose them, because you're adding Rafael Flores to the 40-man on September 18th instead of December 1st. So,
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, he's earned it ever since coming over. He's been raking the ball. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what he can do these last. I mean, what is there? 11 games left, 10 games left, something like that. Why not see what we got there? Like I said, I mentioned it on Monday, I think it was, or Tuesday, but I'm not super high on Flores. But one thing the batted ball data does show is like when he makes contact, he hits it hard. And we saw that in effect during his debut. Like the balls that he put in play, he hit it hard.
9 games left. Sorry, I was just
9 games left. I was
Stop
like the
giving
balls
us
he
more
put in
games than we
play.
need.
Yeah, the balls he put in play were hit really hard. He hit a double into left center field. There was another like 105, 106 mile an hour ground out that he had. Drew a walk. So overall, a pretty good debut for Rafael Flores.
It was, and also I think you touched on something there that's slightly important there, Jim. You said he earned it, and we talked about it probably like whenever O'Neal Cruz first came up. We talked about that a lot, like Rowanzi at the same time. Like they earned the opportunity to come up and play at the end of the year. Like they earned that major league debut. Flores, yes, he's done that. I mean, obviously none of us know what he's going to be, but also he deserves the opportunity, and also nobody else up here is really doing anything to keep him down there. So let's just give him a little bit of a cup of coffee, a little defer coffee, and see what happens.
I mean, I don't mind it at all. Like I said, I was just shocked because I wasn't expecting it. But like you guys said, he has. I mean, there are certainly things when the trade happened, right? There was things that made you wonder what his ceiling really is. But he has come over to Indianapolis. And again, like when he was in AAA for the Yankees, he was on the struggle bus for a good bit of time. But coming over to Indianapolis almost immediately, I mean, he's been performing. He's hitting for the power that you're hoping to see. He's playing catcher, playing first base. You know, like Jim, I think you and Tyler on the postgame show talking about like where does he fit? And like right now in this team, he's probably going to be the other side of the platoon for Spencer Horwitz at first. Maybe seen sometimes behind the plate. So like there is a spot for him right now. And why not? Like, hey, here you go, kid. You've earned it. Have a cup of coffee, go into the offseason, and you're a major leaguer.
Yeah, since coming over, 36 games in Indianapolis, hit 281, 363 OBP, 459 slugging, 119 weighted runs created plus. He's been the second best hitter in Indy, maybe third if you want to count like Sawinski as well in there. But like Nick Solak, Jack Sawinski, Rafael Flores, those are basically your 3 best hitters in Indy, and really only one of those has a future, it seems here. So no, I'm happy they brought him up. There's not a lot to look forward to right now when it comes to these last 9 games. So the fact that there's at least one guy who we haven't really seen, he's somewhat interesting. Yeah, I'm all for it.
It took like 7 minutes and 39 seconds for Jim to mention Nick Solak on his return. We just constantly have to mention these Louisville guys.
Here's the thing, too. Like, I could go plugged as soon as I go into that rant. So maybe that's a
sign.
Yeah.
We look like the Pirates right now. We're falling apart.
It's going to be a wonderful offseason, guys. Bills are up 14-7.
Oof.
Yeah. But again, it's nice seeing him here. I hope for the best. I mean, this team certainly is starving for not only just offense, but power. And that's what he does present. I mean, that is his calling card. So hopefully he can come over and have a nice remaining 9 games. He goes into the offseason. He's going to be protected, obviously. He's on the 40-man. He's going to be part of this team next year. But where does he fit? We'll find out. But yeah, I mean, the best for Rafael Flores. I hope it turns into something good for this team. This team surely needs it. And again, like I said, just a surprising move. I was not expecting him to see any playing time this year.
Yeah. So good luck to Rafael Flores.
Please be good.
Need him to be. Somebody needs to be good.
Please be good, man. We need you.
You know what? Just be average. If you can just be average, I'll take that.
Please hit baseball.
Because if you're average, you're the best hitter on the team.
You know who is good though?
Not us.
Say Nick Solak.
I wasn't going to say Nick Solak.
Okay.
That's true.
I
But
thought about it.
no, you know who is good at Paul Skenes?
He is.
Paul Skenes is really good.
Very
He's
good.
very good, guys.
This morning, I saw a story go across my timeline, and it's from Bleacher Report. Zach Reimer wrote it, and yeah, it got my blood pumping a little bit. Wasn't really too happy with it. Basically, just a lot of the same. I mean, some of the stuff that we were dealing with towards the trade deadline, like the Pirates don't deserve Paul Skenes. That's one piece here, and he even mentions in here, it's too bad that all of this is being wasted in a small market and on one of MLB's most miserable franchises. It's the worst case scenario for Skenes' career unfolding in real time, and it should have the league spooked. Like this was just like Steel CDW says here, this was just rage bait. And I don't even know if it was though, because I feel like most people who would write a story like this, they don't realize that Pirates fans even exist. So I think you're writing this to actually like state your opinion on something. So that's why I kind of disagree that it's rage bait, because I feel like this article was written without Pirates fans in mind. And it's just, I hate articles like this. I hate them. They suck. It's just lazy. It's lazy. One of the things in here too, he talks about, he talks about like Bob Nutting, just not spending money, blah, 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 all the stuff that we're used to. And believe me, go ahead and criticize Bob Nutting all you want. We do it enough here. Like, he deserves every ounce of criticism he gets. But like he goes on to say here, like the best thing that could happen is the Major League Baseball draft just needs to stop existing so that teams like the Pirates don't even get the chance to get players like Paul Skenes. And it's just like, so why don't you just create like a super league? Just create a super league, have the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Yankees, the Mets, the Rangers, the Astros, Phillies, have like 6 teams in the super league and just go and play your own league if this is how you want it. Like, it's clear that guys like this, they don't even want teams like the Pirates to exist. And it just pisses me off.
I'm not gonna lie, watching this team play, I don't want them to exist either at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the counterpoint, right? Is like, if you don't want articles like this to be printed, you just simply need to be a better baseball team.
Right.
Where do you want to start with this? Because,
start right there.
Well, I do have some thoughts on it, and I actually didn't want to comment on the OG comment there, but it was Ethan's. And I remember a couple years ago, I made an offhand comment about just getting rid of the draft talking to Ethan. But I mean, there are, I think, people that have that thought that, I mean, you already kind of do it a little bit with the international league, or not international league, but just international signees. Like, there's no draft there. There is a valid argument to do something like that. Do I think it's correct? No. I think it ruins the sport completely. But I think there are people that could argue that. So, do I think they laid it out very well? No. I think this article was pretty bad. And it didn't really share anything worthwhile or useful. But yeah, I mean, like, a lot of it does have merit with it. It's just the problem is that we've heard this so many times, and that's where I fall in line with Jim, where it's like, we know that this team's owner isn't going to spend money. We're aware of it. We still do exist over here. Like, hi guys. Yeah, we're part of the 30 teams in Major League Baseball, or as fan base. Yeah, we exist. So it's a dumb article. It's rage bait a little bit, but also it's stupid. But there's some merit with it, a little bit, just a touch.
Yeah, like I get, like Jim said, you want to run a narrative so you can dunk all over Bob Nutty and the way he operates and this Pirates team is. Like, sure, absolutely. But I think the problem is there are like this isn't just one guy, one article. I mean, there's been plenty of this that has taken place this year from many mouths, right? I mean, this is a thought for many people. And I just I mean, I get it to some degree. Like as a baseball fan, I want to see Paul Skenes in the playoffs doing stuff as well. But it's the whole notion of like, no, like MLB has to force a trade. Like something needs to be done. MLB needs to step in and force a trade. No, MLB needs to step in and make sure the Pirates are getting Paul Skenes to the playoffs. Like that's what needs to happen. Not for them to force a trade of Paul Skenes. Because I guess I put out a reel, a short, whatever you want to call it today, a TikTok, said some things. But like again, like think about this. Force a trade. All right. What's Paul Skenes worth? What type of package you getting back for Paul Skenes? It's probably going to some really good players, right? So what happens next year? You yell that they have to force a trade on those players, right? Well, what the hell is Anthony Roman doing on the Pirates? Get him out of here. Force a trade. Like they're going to keep trading players because LB has to step in and trade them away because you don't want them on the team. Like, think about what you're talking about here. And that's just the trade part. We haven't touched about the draft part yet. We'll get there for sure. But yeah, like I get hating on the Pirates and talking stuff to maybe force something from nothing to do something. But again, like this whole idea of like thinking this has to be done anytime there's a good player, like, oh, no, Yankee needs to be Yankee. I don't know. Maybe the Yankees need to do better.
Yeah, no, and I think that's what just pisses me off is like articles like this don't happen in any other sport. And it's not a problem. It's not a Pirates problem. It's a baseball. Like this is a Major League Baseball problem. Every other league has figured this out. They've all figured it out. They've figured out how to create parity. And there's going to be the pro labor people who are going to say no salary caps are bad, but like at this point I don't really care. At this point I need like what's best for the league, and what's best for the league is a salary cap. It's worked wonders in hockey. Like hockey was heading towards a really bad place until that lockout happened and they got a salary cap. It's worked wonders in football, obviously. It's worked wonders in basketball. Like these articles don't exist in those sports. They don't exist. Like when Sidney Crosby was playing for the Penguins, or he's still playing for the Penguins, but when Sidney Crosby like first broke into the league and it was like, okay, this guy's a generational player. He's the best. He's the best since Gretzky, right? There were no articles that was like, oh man, this is bad for hockey. Sidney Crosby needs traded to the Rangers or the Maple Leafs or whatever. Like those articles didn't happen. In the NFL, there's no articles about how the Chiefs need to trade Patrick Mahomes or the Bengals need to trade Joe Burrow. Like those articles don't exist. The Green Bay Packers play in like a small neighborhood in rural Wisconsin. No one's saying they need to trade Jordan Love like that. Those articles don't happen in those sports because those sports have created an environment where everybody can compete and have success. Baseball doesn't have that. It's the only sport that exists in America that doesn't have that. And it's a problem. It's a problem for the sport. It's a Pirates problem, but it's a problem for the entire sport. These articles shouldn't exist. Now, the flip side of that. The Pirates being terrible brings this upon themselves. Like the Pirates could be better under the current system. You see the Oakland A's have more success than the Pirates. You see the Milwaukee Brewers have more success than the Pirates. You see the Tampa Bay Rays have more success than the Pirates. So it's like the Pirates' failures bring these type of articles and these type of opinions to the forefront. Doesn't mean that it's right. It's just, it's somewhat, I understand the justification. Like no one's writing an article saying Junior Caminero needs traded from the Rays. No one's saying Bobby Witt Jr. needs traded from the Royals. No one's saying Jackson Churio needs traded from the Brewers, right? Those articles don't exist either because those teams are doing something with those players. But Major League Baseball has created this environment. It's a problem. It's across the board. And yeah, unless you are a fan of 6 to 8 teams or whatever, you're playing on an uneven playing field. Now, doesn't mean you can't, like, that's not an excuse. You can still win. It's a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing they're doing, like continuing this path, it's so top heavy in the MLB right now. And I think if you look into the big 4 sports, I don't know exactly where the MLB ranks anymore, but they're definitely not number 1 or number 2, and that's without a salary cap, because they suppress the wages of everybody else because they take those first 6 years and they pay you nothing. Minor leaguers get paid nothing. So yeah, there are arguments to be made on both sides, and people are going to have their opinions on it. But the way this league is set up right now, the top literal like 1% get everything. And this is a professional sports organization or league. It's not enjoyable, really. And there's a lot more fans than just Yankees fans and Dodgers fans, damn it. We're out here. And you mentioned Caminero and all the other guys, but they're not Paul Skenes. Paul Skenes is special. That's why this is a story.
Yeah, but I guess so. Like you said, because it's Paul Skenes. But regardless, like if it was like whoever the next good player would have been, I mean, the Pirates aren't able to create any other than Paul Skenes. But like if they were, it would have been the other guy, not Paul Skenes. I mean, it's probably gonna be Connor Griffin as well if they don't do anything here, But again, like to your points, it is really only baseball that you hear it. Like think about the Browns. Do we hear like Joe Thomas needs to get traded? Like the Brown, like Jim went to, and I know why. Like Jim was talking about like Green Bay, like the small markets of NFL, but those are successful. So you get to see Aaron Rodgers perform, But the Browns are terrible. They've been terrible. You never hear like whatever player they have, like, oh, they got to get Josh Cribbs out of there. They got to like Braylon Edwards out of there. Like they got to get Joe Thomas out of there. Braylon Edwards was good for that year.
She was good for
but regardless, like it's never like, oh, get them out of there. It's just like the Browns suck and they need to do better. Like the Pirates suck and they need to do better. But like they don't need to trade someone out of there.
We didn't hear Mike Trout, like arguments about Mike Trout needing to be traded out of Los Angeles.
What have they done with him?
Same thing.
And what's funny is in that article, what was one of the highlights? It said in that article, like something to the effect of is we don't need him to be the next Mike Trout.
I mean, it even says here it's
what?
It feels like Mike Trout and the Los Angeles Angels all over again. And I think what he's meaning by that is like you're gonna have this mega star and you're not gonna do anything with him.
So where was he
to the point
asking
but
for
to that point
the Angels to trade
like,
Mike Trout?
That's it. But to that point, like no one was saying the Angels need to trade Mike Trout. No. I said, like OG says, there have been countless articles saying the Angels wasted Mike Trout, and that's true. But it was never get Mike Trout out of Los Angeles. It was how can the Angels win with Mike Trout? Like those were the questions being asked. Like, what can we do to get the Angels in the postseason so we can see Mike Trout in the playoffs? That's what the narrative was, and that's what the narrative should be here. It's like, what can the Pirates do to get Paul Skenes into the playoffs? It shouldn't be get Paul Skenes out of Pittsburgh. It should be how do we find a way to get the Pirates in the playoffs,
right?
So that we can see Paul Skenes on a national stage. That should be the question being asked.
Boom.
And the answer to that question is like the Pirates need to get better players. So like let's put the pressure on the Pirates to do better. That's like all these articles that they kind of, it's like they're almost getting the point. They're almost there. They're correct in that it's like geez, the Pirates are wasting Paul Skenes. We need to get him out of Pittsburgh. You almost got the point. The point is the Pirates are wasting Paul Skenes. How do we get the Pirates into the postseason? That should be what these articles are talking about. And like OG says, get Ben Cherington out of Pittsburgh. Like, get the people who have failed this organization out of Pittsburgh. That's the answer. And those are the articles that should be written. I'm sick and tired of seeing these get Paul Skenes out of Pittsburgh, get Paul Skenes out of Pittsburgh. We need more. How do we get the Pirates in the playoffs? And start putting pressure on Bob Nutting to put better people in charge of the Pirates.
Yes.
That's where these articles should be going towards.
Now I got to say something. So shout out to Anabolic Bob Barker for the $5 super. What I'm going to say here is the way this started out, I thought a bot sent us a super. I thought it was going to lead us somewhere else. But I'll read it. You paid. As most men are finding out with dating women today. And again, I stop there and say, oh boy, where's this going? Bots are now adapting and they're paying supers to get their ads read. So yeah, he goes, as most men are finding out with dating women today, Skenes isn't ours. It's just our turn. We have to be honest about this.
So all it takes is $5 to just say whatever I type in here.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Not even $5. I'll gladly accept $1.
But I mean, I understand the premise of that. Like, we have Paul Skenes for 5 years, right?
If we're
So
lucky.
let's make the best out of those 5 years. That's what we need.
But my problem though with this comment is Paul Skenes isn't ours. It's like dating women, right? So what this is alluding to is like Paul Skenes
that's a yeah. I don't agree with that analogy. It's a bad analogy.
But what I'm alluding to is that Paul Skenes is the other person in this relationship. Paul Skenes isn't the problem. I'm the problem. So are you just sitting back and saying, well, I'm the problem. She's going to move on. And well, me, or are you going to say like, you know what? Maybe I need to step my game up because I have a Paul Skenes and I want to keep Paul Skenes. Like, that's my problem here. Like, you're just saying, well, it is what it is. I don't take care of myself. I have terrible hygiene. I wear terrible clothing and Paul Skenes going to leave me. Or are you going to say like, you know what? I got Paul Skenes here. You know what? Maybe I'll take a shower. Maybe Bob Nutting just needs to take a shower. Maybe it's time for Bob Nutting to take a shower and get rid of those khakis. Right?
I just love the mental gymnastics you had to get there.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Like, I'm just saying, we shouldn't have to just accept it. Take a shower. Try to keep Paul Skenes.
Yeah. I think I'm, again, not a fan of that analogy, but I think I'm very well resigned to the fact that we're not keeping Paul Skenes. We have Paul Skenes for 5 years. That's it. So let's make the best of it. And right now they don't seem to be doing that. Actually, they don't seem to be doing it. They aren't doing it.
Just buy some deodorant. Like, just small steps.
What about the antiperspirant? Now you're just sweaty.
True. You don't even need to buy a new shirt. Just sweat a little less.
Yeah, that entire analogy just threw me off a little bit, but and Donardo just pushing forward through it.
He just
pro.
He just went with it.
Donardo, he's a pro.
The article does say, in all likelihood, pigs have a better chance of flying than the Pirates do of locking down Skenes, and I agree with that. But yeah, like I said, I think that's just that's where these articles are missing the point. They're focusing on the wrong thing. They're close. They're close to getting the point. They have like they're setting it all up correctly. It's just like the conclusion that they're coming to is incorrect.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, Steel
Uh-oh.
City.
We got
Thank
some
you.
dueling supers. So Steel City DW with a $10 super. He says palette cleanser. Spring breakout is going to be great this spring.
That's true. Seth Hernandez, Connor Griffin, Termar.
You know,
Probably no Bubba anymore, but
and you know what spring represents a lot of times? Cleaning. It's time to shower.
Well, just to get back to Skenes real quick, and I do think Rob is on the right track here in the chat, that 20-ish teams in the league wouldn't be able to afford Skenes to keep him. That's the major problem, and that is, I think, what Jim's getting at. Like, that's partially what we're missing. Not totally, yes, a lot of it's on the Pirates, but one of the major problems with this entire league is that the best of the best just aren't available for the majority of these teams. And that shouldn't be the case. And it's not the case for every other league. It's only the case here. That's a problem.
well, we saw it play out this past offseason with Soto. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's bad for the sport when your marquee free agents really only have like two options.
Yeah. I also feel like at some point it's not going to be good for the players.
No, because as we've seen, like these large market teams, basically everybody except the Mets. Like, yeah, there's no quote unquote cap right now, but teams aren't going over that luxury tax threshold really.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of staying away from it. So the players have essentially agreed to a system where there's no floor, which is what would come with the salary cap system. But there is essentially a cap. Like there is a limit that teams are stopping at. And once those teams get to that point, like they're done. And I said that's why. I mean, Soto won free agency, right? Like, I mean, you can't fault. Like Soto got a ton of money. He got paid because there were two teams who were bidding him up. But like, what happens when there's not a second team? Like, what happens when it's like, yeah, you know what? That's enough. I'm not going any higher. It's you mentioned it before, Tyler. Like the system works for the really, really talented players. Like they are still getting those mega deals. But you do see now a lot of these just like everyday regular.
Bye-bye.
I think I was going to say everyday major leaguers do not make or at least what they earned. And I just took Jim's words out of his mouth, I think, as his internet probably went out there or something went out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but
yeah, he's returning.
It was fabulous.
Sorry. I don't know what happened there. I just cut out.
I finished your sentence.
There you go. Thank you. I don't know what you said, but
I don't know what you were going to say either.
I'm going to say I agree with you. No, but what's happening is like you're getting these players where they're having to settle for like
I'm sorry,
a
1
year.
This is funny. Josh said Tony Clark to shut him down.
Tony Clark shut me down. You're getting these guys who are needing to settle for 1 year deals, right? Like look at Pete Alonso this past offseason. Like you've got these like really talented players who should be getting pretty good sized deals, and they're just not out there anymore. Like I said, the cream of the crop are getting them, but you're just good players seem to be not getting as much as they used to.
Also, just as a fan, and I gotta go back to it, like we're fans again, but we shouldn't have to scroll 3 pages down the damn free agency list to find guys that we could possibly sign. And a lot of teams are in that boat. Like you said, the cream of crop. There are like 5 teams battling out for them. One, that's not good for wages at all. If obviously the Bryce Harpers of the worlds are going to want to continue doing what we're doing here. And that's all well within his right to do that. But it's really, I feel like, hurting that middle market of the MLB world.
Mm-hmm.
Give me socialism
I
in baseball,
go
damn it.
I go back and forth on a cap all the time. I don't want to be completely sided because of the like I don't want it to be like, oh, the Pirates are bad. This can help them, and that's why I'm going to lean that way. But I do wonder, would it help the sport grow? And ultimately, if it's about salaries and making money and such like that, right? Like you're going to cap Juan Soto's ability to earn and having a cap. But if the sport's at what is that, about 12 billion right now, ish, 14 maybe right now at this point, like if it's at 14 billion right now, is it a possibility that it can grow to 15, 16, 17, 18? Like because you have Pittsburgh now invested. I mean, Pittsburgh's a great sports town. It's a great sports town. You see the Steelers, you see the Penguins. Like, what if the Pirates were there? How much revenue does that add to MLB if the Pirates were also competitive, for quite a bit? And that's just one scenario I'm bringing out here. But like New York is always going to be New York. LA is always going to be LA. I mean, again, like the Angels have not been good for how long? They're still the Angels. They still have tons of money to spend, right? Like that's not really going to change much. But like, what if the teams that have to go in cycles, maybe they don't have to? Again, like the Green Bay Packers, like if this was baseball, the Green Bay Packers probably don't even exist anymore. Like they're the Rays. They're the ones who like, are they going to hang around? Are they moving? Is this the next team to leave? It's probably the Green Bay Packers. Like they play in a farm, essentially, right? Like there's nothing there. But they're allowed and able to basically compete year in and year out and afford the Greg Jennings and the Aaron Rodgers and go down the list. I fully agree that the Pirates in small markets can do better, and I fully agree that like the Pirates are just incompetent. Right? Like they like right now are trying to go for a window and they can't do that because they're just bad. That's like the Cleveland Browns scenario. Like Cleveland Browns are just bad, but that's the only reason why they're bad is they're just simply bad. There's no other factors that make them bad. Like, hey, we don't have the purchasing power that the New York Giants have. Like that's the thing about the cap that I do fight back and forth on. Like at least everyone's on a playing field. Now it just goes out there and like who is the best at their job from front office down. Right?
I mean, I guess like at the same time, I don't understand because, and maybe I'm just stupid here, and I know I am stupid. But Juan Soto's making what, 51 million a year, somewhere in that ballpark.
51 million per year. Yep.
Dak Prescott's making like 60. That's a capped league. LeBron James making over 50, and he's not making what he probably could be. I'm sure there's someone higher paid than him. Like, go across the capped leagues and not the NHL because it's not as popular as the rest of them. But these guys in capped leagues are making a lot of money, and I understand the NFL isn't guaranteed, but the NBA is doing fine. And I know it's fewer players,
NBA,
but you can do
NBA 's
this.
doing really well.
You can do
NBA
this.
has exploded
Like
with their
the
contract.
best of the best are still going to make their money. And again, maybe I'm just really stupid in this whole thing, but I just can't get the connect there. Like, I don't get it.
Well, and like to your point, you're gonna make more money if there's more teams who are in on you. Like, I don't know, take like who's somebody who signed for like 25 million last year? Willie Adames, right? Willie Adames signed for 26 million AAV. I don't know. What if every team in the league who needed a shortstop was like, you know what? We're going to go after Willie Adames. Would that 26 have been 28 or 29? Right? Because instead of 4 or 5 teams going after him, it was 15 teams going after him. Because it was like, we need a shortstop. Willie Adames is our top target. Yeah, I mean, I just there it goes both ways. Like, you're certainly like right now there is no cap on what they can make, but more teams being able to spend money is also a good thing.
Just a quick touch on this before Donardo speaks. Sorry, Donardo. But OG mentions here it's a function of revenue, but at the same time, like, how many more people are watching the Pirates right now? How many more people are going to baseball games if they're not playing guys like G1 Bay in September? I'd venture to guess a good bit. Over the or at least over the course of the last 10 years, how many more times that this has happened? There could have been a lot more years where this was more competitive.
Something that just kind of popped in my head here also. So again, the idea of making everyone on the same playing field, right? And the fact that like a team like the Pirates can be in it. And I keep thinking about the Browns here. And it's like, I mean, the Browns, like, they still sell out. They still they have a lot of fans and like they're bad, right? So, but I guess someone kind of thinking here also is I feel like a lot of times, even with the Browns, there's still a lot of hope a lot of times going into the season. They just end up being bad, if that makes sense. But I mean, again, like, because every team's allowed to spend essentially the same. I mean, there's some variance, but it's not like a team is just like completely out. Like like the Browns, like there's a lot of times like, oh, this is going to be our season. And it just isn't. I don't feel like that happens often in baseball. Like I almost feel as if in baseball, too many times you just know like, well, this year ain't it. Again, like for the Pirates, for like 5 years, you just came in every season completely hopeless. Like this ain't it. Even for the Browns of how bad they've always been, have they ever had like a 5-year stretch where it's felt like, nope?
Yeah, probably. But they're terrible.
Probably. Yeah, they've been pretty bad. But to your point, I mean, I see where you're coming from, and I mean, at the end of the day, the Pirates still also need to be better at just like developing players. There's no difference like how a salary cap doesn't affect like that piece of it. But I think what a salary cap would do is it would allow the Pirates to
go get a Deshaun Watson, as bad as that was.
No, I mean they go like be able to plug their holes.
I mean, spend the money on a guy like that.
Yeah.
What?
Also,
God, fellas,
I'll let Jim go and then I'll explain.
But also,
whoa.
But also allows them to keep the players that they did develop and identify. Like I think that's the biggest difference here. Is like right now, as Pirates fans, we're pretty much resigned to the fact that if we do somehow luck into a good player, they're gone. We can't keep them. Like that's just not. It's not how it works. Like, what if the Pirates were able to extend Garrett Cole and not have to trade him for scraps?
Well, they wouldn't have Colin Moran and Joe Musgrove and Michael Feliz.
Yeah. So I think that's where like the biggest piece is like right now, Pirates fans are like scared to buy players' jerseys because they're going to be obsolete in a couple of years. Whereas
jersey sales you get now.
Yeah. Whereas right now, I kind of disagree with Ethan here. Like Ethan says they can. They says they are allowed to do anything they want. Yeah, they're allowed to do anything they want, but the Pirates, there's no rules against it. Yes, they could not sign Paul Skenes to an extension right now. It's literally not possible. It couldn't happen. It can't happen.
And then I guess where I disagree is like it can happen, but there's repercussions of it. If they do that, and I mean, what's his extension going to be?
I don't think they can even do it.
Like
I really don't
think
a year.
Then like you only have the amount of money that you have. Again, like so here's another. Hear me out, Ethan. Here's another viewpoint of this. You can do whatever you want. There's still only so much purchasing power that you have. If you can go out there and spend $50 million on Paul Skenes, New York can spend 51. You go back with 52, they can spend 53. Like that's where I'm coming from. Like that. This is where I was going when I was very pro salary cap way back on Donardo's Dugout talking about this. Like That's where I'm coming. They have more purchasing power. They can ultimately outspend you. Because if you say the Pirates can do more, that's my argument also. The Yankees can't too. The Yankees are just as cheap as the Pirates based off of revenue and their spending abilities. They are just as cheap, like overall. Not when the Pirates are absolutely bottoming out and tanking, but like when they're trying to be competitive or whatever. I mean, the Yankees are just as cheap as them. The
The
Yankees
Yankees
can
have
spend
more
more
cash
too.
on hand.
So if
Yeah.
you're trying to out-purchase the Yankees, they can go back and out-purchase you. And that's where I'm coming from. So like at what point do the Pirates just say, well, shit, I mean, I was going to spend 50 million, but they gone for 60. Like that's where I come back and say like that's why I do disagree. Yes, the Pirates can, but there's still people with more money, right? I can go out and freely spend whatever I want on a cupcake, but some of the $1 billion, if they really want that cupcake, they're going to spend $15 for it. I'm going to say, screw this cupcake.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, they could like sure in this hypothetical world, yeah, they can afford Paul Skenes, but the big thing here is like the Dodgers, if they go get a Paul Skenes and he just turned like he has Tommy John 4 times, doesn't matter to them. They can go get another one. If that happens and the Pirates do that, they're done. It's over. There's no margin for error for the Pirates to do something like that. The teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees, they have the margin for error. And I'm not saying it's not fair, but no, it's not fair. Shit, it's just not fair, damn it.
But you're right. Like money allows you to make more errors. It's really what it is. You're afforded the ability to make more errors.
Yeah, and I hate these types of episodes because I don't want to be like I don't want to be defending the Pirates in any way. And I hope people don't think that's what I'm doing here. Like I'm not defending
I'm defending the
Pirates.
Marlins.
Like we're almost defending the sport at this point.
It's well, I think it's just the sport's in a bad spot. Sport's in a bad spot because most teams would not be able to extend Paul Skenes at this point. Couldn't do it. And it like you mentioned, there's no margin for error. If you extend Paul Skenes and he has Tommy John surgery, even just 1 year, like he misses a year, I mean, you have to put together a 40-man roster. You need 39 other guys.
And like take Paul Skenes out. Say the Pirates went out and said like, hey, we have a window. We're going to get Juan Soto at $51 million, right? Like think about this. If the Pirates pushed past more than they ever have, more than we're even asking for, and they had a $150 million payroll, Juan Soto's a third of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You now lose Juan Soto, like
which you'd probably still theoretically, like, if you could spend. Now, I think the Pirates can spend like 130. Like I think they can push that, which means like you can probably talk about this, but as of right now, as we've seen, it just hasn't happened. And without like opening up the books and knowing what they have, it's tough to know.
Let's shoot straight here. Like if you can't afford $130 million payroll, you probably shouldn't own a team. I'm just like, let's be honest here. If you at the very least 110, if you can't do that, you should not own a Major League Baseball team. And
yeah,
I know that's kind of defending the Pirate, or not defending the Pirates, but defending the MLB here and all this, but this shouldn't really have to be an argument.
Yeah. Well, I think this is where I get upset is like, you do have Paul Skenes right now. Push it. Like you've got him for a few years. Push it. Push your limits to what you can do as an owner of a Major League Baseball team. If you're not going to push the limits right now, then what's the point?
Mm-hmm. And Ethan brings up, he says, I have the Dodgers at 65.6 million and Yankees at 72 million in IL salary. I will concede that point, but any team can have any one player. And like, I do agree to his point mostly about like any team can have one player, but typically one player isn't enough. Like the Pirates aren't a Juan Soto away. And I think that's what we're alluding to. Like if they went and got Juan Soto, they're not a Juan Soto away and Juan Soto's gone. Like they're crushed. Like, oh, it's not going to happen this season. And that's why they're, you could be fearful of trying to do that for one player when you're built like that. Because if that one player is gone, like we're cooked.
Yep. But like Josh said here, like, I think like this is the time where you've got to be willing to be risky as an owner. And Bob Nutting hasn't shown that he's willing to do that. Which if you're going to criticize him, that's what you need to criticize him for, is like you've got something special going on right now. You got to push it. I don't care if in 2031 you go ahead and you cut payroll down to the bare bones because you're in the hole. Like, go ahead and do that, because guess what? In 2031, we're not going to have Paul Skenes. Like, you've got a little bit of a window here where you got the best pitcher in baseball. Push it. And that's what these articles should be saying. Like, these articles should be saying the Pirates need to do better. The Pirates need to push it. It shouldn't be the Pirates need to trade Paul Skenes. Put more pressure on them. Like, we need more pressure on the Pirates to actually do the right thing right now.
Bringing up the fact that the Pirates came out and said that we're bottoming out on payroll right now, so that way we have it when the time is right to spend. Because when the time is there, we will spend. That's what they said. They essentially said, like, we're bottoming out right now to pay later. Well,
plain and simple. I think if you're not willing to at least operate in a deficit every now and then, you have no right owning a major league sports franchise. I don't care how stupid that's. You do not deserve to own a sports franchise if you're just plain and simple here to make income. You don't.
People should own sports teams for fun.
And at that point, you know what? Pay for your own damn stadium.
And like, I don't want to say like just for fun per se, but right, like there's still like an integrity of the league. Like, I understand it's a business, but understand what the business is. It's a sports league. And what are you there to do in that sports league to win? So, like, I get it's still a business and people want to argue so much about the business aspect of it, but understand what the business is. Like, there's still, are you there just to make money? Like, is that what MLB is here for? Are the Yankees here to make money as a business? Or are you there to play baseball and compete? And as a byproduct of that, because you do well, you make money. I just think it's in reverse too much.
I'm just sticking with, if you're going to do this, buy your own damn stadium. Don't take taxpayer money.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. But that won't happen because there's incentive for cities to do that.
Yep.
Also, just stop being a terrible business owner. Like, how about that too? If you want to be a business and talk about the business, maybe be a smart business owner.
Stop hiring stupid people.
Maybe everyone that you employ shouldn't be just awful at their jobs. Like, maybe you shouldn't take people's bricks and throw them in a dump. Maybe you shouldn't put a Surfside logo on top of Roberto Clemente's number.
Maybe
don't do stuff that are going to make people mad.
Maybe don't have another MLB baseball team owning your TV rights, basically.
Yeah, that's true too. That's fun. This is your Pittsburgh Pirates broadcast, brought to you by the Boston Red Sox.
We're paying. We're letting Boston earn money on us so they can trade for Paul Skenes and pay him later.
Thankfully, nobody's watching them.
No, I mean, this is a topic. It's a topic that's also going to be discussed at length next offseason. When the new CBA is coming up, there's certainly more smoke this time around when it comes to the salary cap than I believe there's ever been. I'm not sure if it's something that gets passed this time around, but people are talking about it a lot more than they ever have in this sport, which I think is only a good thing. I think it's going to come eventually. I don't know if it's going to be the CBA, but I do think eventually we'll see it.
I don't.
I don't know. I'm so indifferent.
Oh.
I'll say this. I don't think there's ever been a bigger push than right now. I mean, you have Manfred, talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, it gets talked about, but I feel like it's never been talked about this much.
Right. And I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if a new expansion team comes in here and has a higher payroll than the Pirates, I'm going to lose my crap.
Well, get ready to lose your crap, buddy.
Do we move on?
Yeah.
Please.
To our final topic.
Sure.
Major League Baseball announced a new, I guess, a new initiative today, if you want to call it. They're calling it the recovery period. So, for 2 months, October 15th through January 15th. So, I guess 3 months for high school players, high school juniors and seniors. And then November 15th to January 15th for college players. Major League Baseball teams are not able to essentially scout these guys. They're not able to watch videos of them. They're not able to scout them in person. The hope of this is to pretty much avoid amateur players playing year-round baseball. The quote in here is, the amateur baseball calendar is putting young players at dramatic risk of future injuries, and they're hoping that this period will alleviate the pressure on young players to forego rest and recovery, curb overuse, and keep players healthier as they strive for a future in professional baseball. During this down period, team employees will be barred from seeing any player covered by the policy in a baseball setting or from trying to procure video or third-party data on the players. Should employees run afoul, they could be fined, suspended, or placed permanently on the game's ineligible list, while their teams could face sanctions in the draft or international signings. So it seems like it's something that the teams are going to, this is something Major League Baseball is going to enforce. The consequences could be dire. And when I first saw this, I was just like, this is just, it kind of seems kind of lame. But then there was a paragraph in here that got my attention about how elbow injuries, particularly, are so common and they're on the rise. It says a July study in the American Journal of Sports Medicine said that this is what caught my attention. 80% of pitchers who participated in Major League Baseball's 2023 combine had some abnormality within their UCL. 80% of pitchers who participated in the 2023 combine had an abnormality within their UCL. So, and 3/4 of pitchers exhibited tears within their shoulder. So, you know what? After I read that, I was like, you know what? This is a good idea. Let's just shut people down for 2 to 3 months because that's bad. that's not good. And so hopefully this is something where amateur players will abide by it. Like they'll actually take a cool down period. I know there's a lot of money involved in this, so you're still, if you're 16 years old and you want to throw 98 instead of 93, like you may still do those throwing drills all year round. But I think I think I think what they're trying to go for here is good.
I agree. I would love to hear Tyler's viewpoint on this, though.
So I do agree with Jim there. Like I think it's great in thought. I really do like the idea of it, and I think it's something that parents, kids, anyone playing baseball, honestly, like whether you have MLB aspirations or not, or could get there, I think it's a good idea, and it's something they should do. It's not going to happen because at the end of the day, kids are going to continue to throw like this, and they're going to keep doing it. Thoughts there. Love that. I really do like the idea of it. The concept's great. It's just not going to happen. Like they're going to continue to throw crazy amounts because of, you're looking at a shot to get drafted. You're trying to hit 90. If you're a 17-year-old, if you get to 90, 93, if you throw with your left hand, like, yeah, I got a shot to get drafted now. I'm going to try to do that. Love the thought. It's not going to happen. Like I don't see it really helping anything. Love the thought. Not going to happen.
Is there a difference of trying to get to 90 and consistently throwing 90 all year long?
I mean, like at the end of the day, they're going to keep throwing. They are. There's too many like private trainers at this point, and too many people with their hands in the pockets of these kids, basically. Like there are too many places that are velo factories, basically, where we're trying to just pump up numbers, basically just so you can get a contract somewhere. I don't think it's not a bad thing. Again, it's just not going to change too much, I don't think.
Yeah, because I think that's kind of the thing here. I mean, there's not much MLB can do. I mean, they're not major leaguers. They're not part of the organization. They're looking out for high school kids and college kids and such, right? But maybe this is a way of they're identifying a problem and what can we do? I mean, they can't tell kids to stop throwing, but if they alleviate the pressure of them needing to, right? We're going to take there's no reason for you to do this type of stuff now because there's no camps. There's none of this stuff. I shouldn't say camps, but there's none of this stuff going on right now that we're evaluating you and seeing you and such. Like we can't do it. So I appreciate MLB stepping in and doing as much as they can because there doesn't be a problem. And I can understand that that's why it's happening, right? I mean, these kids are maxing out all year long to try to get a contract, like you say, but then they get it, and what's it doing for baseball? You're out a year because you got Tommy John or whatever. Like it didn't help me out by you trying to do that. So I appreciate what MLB is doing as well. I'm intrigued of how this will affect, like what will happen.
Yeah, we're not going to see the effects of this for many, many, many years. So that's the other thing too. Like this isn't going to immediately change pitching injuries across the board. But yeah, I kind of tend to lean on Tyler's side here. Because I mean, it says like players aren't restricted from doing anything. The players can still do whatever they want. Now, the one thing you probably will see is like the perfect games of the world, like these the people who put on these like big camps and like these showcases. They're not going to do anything during these 2 to 3 months because the whole reason for those camps is to get scouts in one spot and show off talent. So like those won't happen, which I guess will lead to some decreased usage. But at the end of the day, kids are still going to go to their pitching coaches. Kids are still going to go to those the treads of the world, right? And the local baseball pitching coaches that are all over the place. And they're going to say, help me gain 5 miles an hour on my fastball this winter so that next year when those scouts do show up, I'm throwing 91 instead of 86. I think those are still going to happen. Who knows? Maybe it'll curb it a little bit, but I'm kind of tend to be on Tyler's side here. Like I don't know if this is actually going to affect anything.
Yeah, I think the heart's in the right place. Just not enough they can really do about it.
Yeah, that's how I think. Like it's not. This is a bad thing they did, or they're going about it wrong. It's just you can't restrict people that aren't part of you. Like you can't just go to some random kid and say, "Nope, we're shutting you down." Who the hell are you?
Yep.
Yeah,
But
just
no,
stop-
I mean
just
that
stop
is
stop people from like pretending to be driveline people.
I mean every ex minor leaguer who made it to
God.
A ball has a baseball academy in their hometown, right?
Yeah, they
And
do.
that you're not going to stop those guys from making money. I mean, they spent their whole teenage years getting to the point where they could play professional baseball, and
All I'm saying is
that's kind of where
Tyler's
they're at.
suppressing MLB salaries. He's suppressing ex minor leaguers, making an income and their entrepreneurships and everything. Like Tyler just hates people making a living.
So I definitely hate people. Like I don't hate them making a living.
Clearly you do,
But
or just baseball
I
players.
would just like parents to just stop being so stupid because that's all it comes down to. Like stop pushing your kids to throw 95 when they cannot throw 95.
Well, parents will always be stupid in many aspects of.
Yeah, and the MLB can't stop
sports.
parents from being stupid.
Yeah. Listen, I think the heart's in the right place here. I just don't know if this will have any effect. But yeah, that number, 80% of pitchers in the combine having
That's
a
crazy.
UCL issue, and 3/4 of them exhibiting tears in their shoulder. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because these teams don't want damaged goods in their organization either. Like they don't want to be drafting kids with arm problems.
And there we go, back to the money.
Back to Paul Skenes.
Teams don't want to
75
spend
and
money on
80%.
damaged goods.
Paul, I'm not putting it in existence. I'm not saying
But
what I was going to say.
I mean, in all reality, though, like look at Paul Skenes. Paul Skenes pretty much said like he didn't do any of that stuff. He just started throwing hard.
He also didn't pitch until
right, but like he
That's
didn't do
true.
college, really.
all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Children, look at Paul Skenes and follow his path.
Like
Just
Garrett Cole made it. Garrett Cole made it a long way, and his dad I read a few articles that he was very, very careful with him. Didn't let him do a lot of things that other guys were doing. So, I mean, there's something out there that maybe let's not be stupid.
Just like planes, like big shiny trucks, and you can become the best pitcher in baseball.
There we go.
There you go. That's the recipe.
That's it. Figure out all the throwing stuff later. Cool. Well, anything else?
9 more games.
9 more games.
Then we can talk about fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like how terrible my
like
over-unders
the
were.
Pittsburgh Pirates off-season trades.
Did
and free agent signings.
Altoona lose? I know they were losing when we started here. Yeah, they lost 6-1. So, hey, that means tomorrow, Game 3 of the Eastern League semifinals, Altoona versus Erie. 6:35 in Erie. So if you're close to Erie, maybe go up and watch the Seawolves take on the Curve.
I'll be watching my Blue Devils in a rivalry game tomorrow.
Go watch the future shortstop. That should be a Yankee. Get him off the Pirates.
Yeah, we're only 2 years away. Probably 2 years away from the Pirates need to trade Connor Griffin. We're getting closer to those articles.
Yep.
Can't wait.
So we'll just repeat this conversation again.
That's what we do. Post game shows, we repeat those. Yeah. Well, all right. Are we out of here then?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right. Before we do, I just want to mention something here real quick. Something a little personal for me about the Flashlight Foundation. So Jordan Lee Puskar was a son, grandson, brother, nephew, and friend whose life was tragically taken away far too early by senseless gun violence. This innocent young man was in the wrong place at the wrong time. They say a person's footprint on this earth is measured by how many people come to their funeral. At 21, Jordan's was huge, with over 1,000 family and friends attending to honor him. They came together knowing that his death would not be forgotten or in vain, and the Flagship Foundation was formed. The Flashlight Foundation was formed. Flashlight is Jordan's nickname, one inspired long ago by a Marvel movie he watched with his mother. The Flashlight Foundation is on a mission to uplift lives through simple, meaningful acts of kindness. They believe these small moments of generosity can spark lasting change, strengthen communities, inspire connection, and encourage others to keep their lights shining. So, who wants some custom-made pirate sneakers? The Flashlight Foundation is giving you a chance to win that. Go to their Instagram and follow Flashlight Foundation 22 to win an entry. Is $10, and it goes to helping the foundation continue to help families in the Pittsburgh area. So step up and donate and help them light the way for others. Once again, that is flashlightfoundation.com or their Instagram, Flashlight Foundation 22.
I am working on following that account right now.
There you go. They have an artist making some custom Pirates kicks. So $10 gets an entry to win them. So go check him out at least.
Ooh. I'm watching the video as we speak.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I do appreciate everyone who does do that. So with that said, we are out of here. We'll be back again tomorrow for game 9 of the remaining 9. I guess game 1 of the remaining 9. Back for the post-game show. So
Pirates are actually Pirates are favored tomorrow too on FanDuel. Favored to win tomorrow.
Ryan, what are you picking? Because I don't care who's favored. I don't care about any of that. I want to know Ryan's a lock, and I'm picking the opposite. Which Ryan's been picking the Pirates for some time.
Yeah, Ryan's dumb.
Yeah, he's been losing a lot too.
Love you, Ryan.
I get it's Oakland, but I don't know. But hey, Jack Wilson will be back in town. That'll be cool.
That will be cool.
I'm sure we'll see
Always
him in
good
the
to
booth.
see Jack.
Yep. So see them and then come watch us for the post-game show. So we'll see you then. We love you all. As always, we appreciate you. Like, subscribe, click on our Patreon, click on our membership, click on all the links. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.